Okay, today we are going to speak about the topic that you really like, and me as well. I'm super curious about it. But before we start, I wanted to share with you one of the drawings that I made some time ago. I think it was like something about me contemplating in the garden. I just love sitting in the garden. I think this is the place where I can really process my feelings, my thoughts, and reflect. And you can actually, if you pay attention to what's happening around you, to the flowers, how they grow, the plants, you can unlock a lot of wisdom. But we are going to speak about relationships with AI. What does it mean? Maybe even being in love with technology. Are we actually already in love with technology? We have been using it for quite a while. So recently, I had a discussion with my friend who is a psychoanalyst, and we had a discussion on a book, Byung-Chul Han, The Burnout Society. This is not an easy topic, but there is a theory that, well, we already see technology in a way as extension to ourselves, and that is not always very healthy. For example, for a healthy feeling of self-knowledge, self-understanding, you need to have experience of the other. You need to encounter the other. But when we use technology, we often encounter a mirror of ourselves. For example, when we go through our social media feed, the algorithms already did the work for you, putting the content that you like, that you are interested in. And there is very little of that fraction encountering the other. And I'm still trying to understand this book, but I'm just sharing my thoughts. When author Byung-Chul Han shares that it can be linked, or it might be linked to a disorder. It's called narcissistic disorder, when someone else can see other people an extension of themselves. And so everything that happens around them, it's not about other people, like acknowledging that other people, each person has its own interesting, beautiful inner world, but it's more about themselves. It's a very self-centered vision. And, maybe the theory is that social media and the technology is built around that concept of something that always revolves around you. And that is definitely not healthy. I have to be honest, I've noticed that I don't, you know, with these days, internet become like a mess, a very noisy environment, and so I'm not very drawn to it right now. I try to spend more and more time offline, reading books, going for a walk, journaling. Um, Also, meeting people in real life, meeting real people, and meeting new people. And I know that it can be scary, but this is so important to encounter others, even if we feel a bit uncomfortable. But it's important to have that experience when we realize that, okay, they are them and I am, with my own values and my own feelings and my own ideas, and understanding where you end and where other begins. It's extremely valuable. It's very important. It's like a base of emotional health. But I just want to point out again that these ideas, they are not set in stone. They are, me wondering, how does it work? What reality actually is. And I'm very curious about your thoughts. Please let me know what you think.